I could give a damn if you doubt me.
Round one, fight.
Okay guys, so this is yet another Jacqui Briggs video. Combat League on PS4. Jacqui Briggs going up against Hunker Down Jacks. I think you guys have seen in the previous video or heard in the previous video that I'm not the biggest fan of fighting this character. I despise him. I think he's a stupid character, but managed to get the continuation of what I was talking about. So in my first video, I mean, as you guys might know, I was pinpointing so many amateurish mistakes that was in my game, you know, trigger happy on the jump. My following video, nice thing about that is I kind of tightened up my game a little bit. So a lot of the mistakes, not all of it, but a lot of the mistakes I was making in the first one was very much ironed out.
Round two.
And at this point I'm feeling fairly confident. I'm not more than possibly a 3-win streak in Combat League. But then I'm fighting against opponents who can really test my Jacqui, I think. And I think because I'm fighting Jacks, what's happening right now is that some of the mistakes that I tried to iron out in that first video starting to come into play now. So jumping a bit more often than I should, I guess. Tries the fatal blow there, but unfortunately for him,
Finish him.
misses the fatal blow, eats the interactable, and the plasma on the ground gives that last little bit of dot damage required to finish off that game. So fairly happy with that game. And we'll move on to the next one.
Round one, fight.
Okay, so my opponent decided to go from the hunker down variation to the ringer variation. Now, in all honesty guys, I've faced probably a handful of ringers. Not familiar with the match, but what I did see in that exchange, that early exchange, 20 seconds gone, I'm already on like 170 life. But what I did see is that he's got a 6-hit combo, and I thought I saw a bit of a gap in that string. So I think during the match I actually tested out in game and realized that there's actually a string there. So unfortunately missed the fatal blow, eats a forward grab, and lose that first round.
Round two, fight.
Mother or father versus daughter here, the Briggs family rivalry, I guess. Okay, again, expecting the overhead. So, not comfortable, not familiar with this variation at all. And you see, because I'm irritated now, a lot of what I'm doing is that very jumping I was trying to get out of my game in the very first video. So, close that round and convincingly so. But somehow, I don't quite, you know, make use of the final stretch in this round and end up losing this game. Now again, I'm also a little bit taken aback here because most Jaxes are in your face. And this guy, for a large part of the first stage in this round, was actually backing off. See, again, I saw that little gap there. Now at this point, again, you know, it happens quite often to me, unfortunately. I get myself into winning positions and then I start to try things. Interrupted there, but I know that I can actually try to micro duck and get a decent punish out of that. So at this point I'm thinking, you know what, this game is mine. And now suddenly the game's changed because, okay, the fatal blow didn't kill. But this is Jax after all. So his arms are heated. Comes in for the grab, gets the crushing blow, takes the victory. And again, I suppose like every video, there's one game where I'm just looking at the situation and thinking to myself, gee whiz, I'm pissed. So there's, unfortunately for me, a match 3. But again, stick to Jacqui Briggs and let's see the outcome of that particular match.
Round 1. Fight.
Okay, so this is match number 3. Now after losing the previous game, I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to have to adjust my approach here and see if I can... So that, well, see if I can win the game. That amplified ground pound is actually unblockable, which I was unaware of at this point. But I'm slightly happy at this stage now because slight life lead, plus frames I'm using, but he's obviously well aware now. He's gotten to know the matchup, and I think, you know, big up to him for actually just realizing that after getting caught with a couple of plus frame moves, he was aware of what needs to be done. But here's the thing, whiff the wake up into the CharlieWolf special, which is whiffing the wake up into a fatal blow. So immediately your wake up works, your opponent thinks, okay, he's got an opportunity now to go in, and then boom, L1 or L2 plus R2. Then the fatal blow. So that's out of the way now going into this round number 2. Plasma on the ground, just trying to make sure that, you know, if he does come in, again the unblockable ground pound. Okay, a bit untidy, a bit of a scrap there. And I think that's going to just about do it. It does, blocks the fatal blow into the plasma, and I finished that off with a sweep. So again, you know what, fairly happy now with the way my gameplay is shaping up. And then of course in the next match I end up meeting well-known guy by the name of Frosh911. Let's see what happens in this particular match.
Now why'd you knock back my offer?
I'm not a sellout, asshole.
We just haven't found the right price.
Round
Okay, so
1.
CharlieWolf going up against Frosh911. Wild Kano. But at this point I'm feeling fairly confident with the way I'm playing. One thing I didn't have at the beginning of my time with Jacqui Briggs was a little bit of patience. Okay, no punish there, unfortunately. Now, Frosh, as you can see, is obviously quite used to fighting against Jacqui. He's got opponents such as Killjoy, he's got opponents such as Mr. 5000. So he knows where the plus frames are, so I'm not going to catch him with, you know, frame traps, etc. He caught me with a down 2 crushing blow though, after my attempted dash punch. And this is the part where I start to get a little bit impatient now, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, what do I do here? And unfortunately, the gimmick of down 1 into the grease kick didn't quite work. He got his down 1 in there and went down in that round. So again, you know, not overly unhappy with the way I'm playing, even though that particular round didn't go my way. again, as you can see there, guys, still a little bit happy to hit the up button just in case. Land the back 2-2 into the dive punch. So have to just check what the frame rate is on that particular Kano ball there, because I know the air one is not punishable, but the amplified Kano ball on the ground, from what I understand, is punishable. So I'll just go back to that training mode and just see what is the options Jacqui has, because I would hope that I'm going to take on Frosh 911 again. So as you see, on the verge of closing this particular match, do so with the plasma gun. And there's one other piece now, so...
Ah, damn.
Final round.
Final round, going into this. Then the back throw. Bad whiff there. Didn't break away. Managed to block the overhead. Only managed to get the throw punish though. Okay, now he starts to mix it up with the forward ones, the back threes, forward fours. Okay, and again, we're in a situation right now where I'm in a winning position, and just like that, loses the game to a standing 4 into a fatal blow cancel. And yeah, now I'm pissed as always. 10.43 life points left against Frosh 911. Lost that game, and you know, as unhappy as I was, still happy that in my mind my game was improving. So I went down in the first game. Let's see what happens in the second game.
Round 1. Fight.
Okay, so match 2 versus Frosh 911. Obviously a little bit despondent having gone down in that first game, and so close it was. Now I'm sure that's punishable with the forward 3, so I must just make sure that I'm aware of the frame data there, because if I'm missing out on punishes like that, unfortunately, you know, that can be the turning point in most of these games against such opponents. So, great flawless block there. Trying to almost desperately find my way in here, waiting for an opening, but unfortunately depending quite a bit on the neutral jump just to try and open him up. But again, he's quite wise to all those attempts that I am making. So takes the first round again. At this point I'm thinking, you know what, he's on match point in this Combat League set. But scruffy there, but eventually opening up. Unfortunately, not having any bar metered to amplify that grease kick, so... And there I got the punish, but unfortunately didn't complete it, so... Missed input there. Land another back throw. So I'm almost depending a bit on the throws, but eventually open him up. 1, 2 uppercut into a setup. And again, I'm in a winning position here. Something has to give. And suddenly he finds himself so close to taking this match. Down 1 into the fatal blow. Desperation if there ever was one. But you know what, that Hail Mary move worked. And I took that second round in this particular Combat League set. So, third round of game number 2.
Final round. Fight.
missed the neutral jumping too. Another back grab there. So as you can see, a lot of the damage that I've actually gotten from Frosh in this particular set was based on throwing. Another flawless block there. Open him up eventually, so know that there were certain times in this match where the jump worked, but at least it wasn't predictable. Another throw there. In a winning position. Gets the forward 4, and that was the turning point there. Waking up into his command grab. Gets the uppercut to finish it off, and unfortunately for myself, Frosh takes that set by 2-0. So, even though I lost, I think I have to be happy with the way I played. There were a couple of issues that I could have probably changed, a lot of punishes that were missed, but next time, Frosh, I'm hoping for a run back fairly soon.
Round 1.
Okay, so the final match of this Jacqui video is against a very wild moving spawn. So I think in this match I was actually able to find out quite a little bit about spawn. Okay, so let's see what I was able to do here, because after going down quite a little bit in terms of life, wasn't able to do too much in that particular match. Again, getting used to the matchup here. And this spawn his movement is definitely up there. But eventually I realized that, you know, there were certain things that are becoming almost predictable in this particular spawn. Managed to open him up there. Corner carried him a little bit. He's got the plasma on him. Interrupted that charge there with a down 4. Got the fatal blow on his advance, and I don't think he necessarily expected that, because I think the plus frames that he got after that initial combo was, I'm gonna go in here on Jacqui, because if I win this, I take the game. Fortunately for me, my fatal blow was on deck, connected with him, and now we're in our final round. That's the back throw.
This is war.
Not quite the punish, but I get the counter. Drop the combo, unfortunately. Managed to finish that particular combo. So again, gets opened up. He's probably going to try to break away. No. Well, this is the part that really concerned me right now, because at this point I was like, this game is not going my way. Lost the first round. Fatal blow is out of the picture now, but so is mine. So, as you can see here, he's now in that position that I'm so offered in. And for some other reason, I managed to clutch it out, take that game, down 2 to finish it off. So, heavy relief there, and you know, that particular player's name, he goes by the name of Snake Eater. Fantastic spawn play. So, again, happy with my gameplay. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, I'll see you guys all in the next video.